They don't want your money, they don't need a raise. Just call them honey and sing them praise. Ooh, the Heifers are coming to town. Here they come, brown, white, and black. Give them a bow and step on back. Ooh.
We are here, and it is another year for the Strolling of the Heifers. Not many things or people could get me out of retirement, but this event and its organizer, Orly Munzing, have done just that. Thank you for being here today, Orly. Along with her, at this point, we have Hannah Thurber, who's one of the directors of the Tour de Heifer, and Rick Chapin, who is the Strolling of the Heifers Parade impresario. Thank you all so much for spending time with us today. And I guess where I would begin would be 15 years already. You're still a heifer.
I am an old heifer.
All right.
As you know, heifers are born baby cows, and
right.
They can be only a heifer for 2 years.
And then once the heifer gets the ring put on,
so I'm an honorary heifer.
Okay, there you are. But no, really, this has taken on a life of its own and has really breathed new life into not only agriculture in the southern Vermont area, but into the economy.
Absolutely. It brings in a lot of tourists. It's really put Brattleboro on the map. And we get a lot of PR from it, as well as the Strolling of the Heifers is a fundraiser for all the good work we do year-round. For example, the two newest programs we have is the Farm to Table Apprenticeship Program that provides a 3 months training program for people with limited means who are on welfare, and it trains them in culinary skills as well as nutrition. Last year, we started with 12 participants. This was last June till September, and 11 graduated, and I'm happy to say that 11 are fully employed. Many of them describe it as a new beginning for themselves. We're in the process of interviewing new folks. Tristan Tolino is the lead culinary teachers. We have a partnership with the Department of Labor. This is all in thanks to the Thompson Trust, the Sandy River Foundation, folks like the Brattleboro Retreat, the hospital, Merchants Bank, and all the wonderful sponsors that support the Strolling of the Heifers. I can keep going on and on. The other program that we're launching in September is Wyndham Grows, and we're really proud of it. It's a huge undertaking, and it's to scale up small businesses in the community that support farming and agriculture. And we're very excited about that. And so far, the governor and the VEPC board, which is the Yankee settlement money, has agreed to award the Strolling of the Heifer $90,000. We were just recently awarded the Working Lands Grant for $40,000, and we're waiting for a USDA grant and an EDA grant. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it should all come through. We're going to run the program anyway, but we're very excited about those things. This is just some examples of all the good work we do. As the viewers know, we have taken over the River Garden 2.5 years ago, and all of you should come and visit the River Garden. We gave it a new facelift. We have a new floor. We even have a downstairs now with a glass lift for handicap accessible folks who need that. And there's a lot of entertainment every day from 12 to 1 with our brown bag lunches. It's free to the community. It's extremely well received by the community. There's all kinds of wonderful events that promote agriculture. We have our River Garden Gallery that you're all welcomed every day to come and look at the wonderful art that local artists are showing. And right now we're getting ready for the marvelous Strolling of the Heifers.
Well, you just have been one of the movers and shakers over this past 15 years. And of course, if you want to read the full story, No, Orly has not done a book, but you should log on to strollingoftheheifers.com.
That's right. It's strollingoftheheifers.com. You can get all the information and all the history of Strolling of the Heifers and all the wonderful people that put this together. By the way, during Strolling of the Heifers, it's way over 300, 400 volunteers. And really, it takes a community to put on a Strolling of the Heifers. It's a wonderful story of our community coming together.
So many different events are part of Stroll Weekend in Brattleboro, and the cornerstone of it is the parade. Rick Chapin has graciously been the parade director for most of its life. And Rick, how do you put all this together, and do you have to go back and forth and make sure that the llamas aren't next to the emus and all of that?
Well, that is an issue at times because the llamas do not like cows or heifers. But no, it's been 15 years of great fun. The parade this year we're going to have about 70 to 75 units, including the heifers units. We got Peter Stickney has contacted and solicited some different farms this year to come and join us. So that's going to be great. We'll have about 90 heifers so far that I'm counting, maybe a little more still coming in. But the parade's shaping up to be really good.
And thank you to Merchants Bank that's going to lead the parade, and also Commonwealth Yogurt. We're so proud. This is their 5th year, by the way, and we're so proud of them for being in our community and supporting local farms.
Absolutely.
No accident that Commonwealth Dairy had located in Brattleboro. It's all about the farms, it's all about the milk. Mm-hmm. So how much do you plan this in advance, Rick? Just when does the planning start every year?
Well, basically, we have a lot of the same participants that come back year to year. We do have some new folks this year, which is good. Usually in January, Martin and I get together and get the application online, and I start sending out blast emails to all the past participants to start looking at it and see if they want to participate, and that's how it starts.
And all our sponsors, most of them participate as well.
So as for the heifers themselves, who does the actual leading? Because there's a fine art to convincing a heifer that it wants to walk up a hill.
Well, most of the farms that we have all have 4-H kids that actually train the heifers on a very long time. They spend weeks and weeks of leading them around, and so all of them you'll see will be led by a 4-H'er.
So they're practicing probably for months in advance as well.
Yes, that is correct.
It's good to know. So this, over the life of the parade, has brought crowds upwards of 40, 50,000 people on a good year. I mean, I'm sure not out there counting every one myself.
We don't have a gauge.
But those are estimates. But what would you tell people about wanting to get to the parade site? Where's the parade route? And what kind of logistics have been set up?
The parade route actually starts on Flat Street. Flat Street, Elm Street, Frost Street is where we do all of our staging. It's our staging area. Brattleboro Kill has very graciously given us their parking lot to store all of the animals in to begin with and keep it a nice, safe place. And then we actually start off at the getting Orly and the bands and everybody starting off on Elm Street and slowly marching to Main Street to be there by 10 o'clock. It starts again from Main Street, goes all the way to the entrance of the retreat on Linden Street.
I just want to say that farmers who are in the parade are so appreciative of the community coming out and cheering for them. It's just so exciting to see when a group of farmers are in the parade and they come out on Main Street, and the wonderful welcome they get from the community is just very touching.
Well, it's the way it really should be, and sometimes when you are producing your product, whether it be milk, whether it be vegetables, or whichever, you don't really see the people who are going to be consuming, so it's nice to marry one up against each other.
Absolutely.
So advice on the parade, Rick. What should you bring? What should you not bring?
Well, for the spectators, obviously, it's in the morning. We start off at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's not quite so hot, but I would definitely bring water to be hydrated through the parade, because folks start lining up. I'm out in the morning at 5:30 starting to set up, and I see folks putting their chairs out on the lawns and out on the streets, so people get there early. And then as far as also do not bring animals, dogs specifically, to the parade site. We encourage it mainly because of the fact that we have had in the past a few dog fights that actually had spooked some of the heifers and so forth. So it's very, we encourage people to please leave their pets at home.
We all love dogs. Each one of us has a dog, but this is really not fair to bring a dog to this. First of all, it's very crowded, a lot of people, usually it's hot, and it can really cause some commotion that could turn into a bad situation. So we really ask people to leave their dogs at home.
Tell me about parking and shuttling to and from the parade.
We have parking at the Brattleboro High School parking lot. We have Academy School in West Brattleboro. I think we have also the church in West Brattleboro that we bus from. So we have a charter, we have the first student bus service that starts in the morning and starts to bring folks into town. So everybody can park there, and they are transporting every half hour. They're going
No, it's
around.
every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, okay. They transport folks to and from the SLO Expo and to the parking lots.
And it's all day and it's free, and people really enjoy using it. And it's very easy to get on and off the bus. So we really recommend people going, and it's well marked. And if you want more information, go to our website, www.strollingoftheheifers.com. It's listed there, as well as an insert in the Brattleboro Reformer in the comments of our program, and all that information, I believe next week will be coming out.
Well, that's good to know, because people will need to walk in the right direction, and certainly the thing that has been said in Brattleboro in recent years is obey the parking regulations, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. And it's because of safety. We have a lot of people, a lot of guests in this town, and from what I understand from others who put on parades and festivals, we do an incredible job in this town keeping everyone safe. So, and we want to continue with that 100% record.
Let's shift the attention now to the Tour des Heifers. Hannah, I see you rode your bike in.
Of course, I had to.
So what is the whole goal of the Tour des Heifers? How do you merit marrying up bicycle touring with agriculture? Just what's the connection?
Well, we're hosted by Lilac Ridge Farm, which was started by my grandparents in the 30s, I believe, and then my parents continued it, and now the farm is owned and operated by my brother and sister-in-law, Ross Thurber and Amanda Ellis Thurber. And they have been our host for the last 5 or 6 years. And so the bike rides all start at the farm. That's our base camp. That's where lunch is. Breakfast as well. So it's a great place to get, so people start, they get to the farm, they're on the farm, and then they ride various routes, 15, 30, and 60, and they go by quite a few farms as well.
And there's also a very nice walk.
There's a great hike up Round Mountain, which is about 3 miles, and that starts at the farm and ends there, and you can get some great views of Monadnock from there, and the whole sort of valley.
So folks who don't want to bike but just want to come and experience the beautiful, beautiful Lilac Ridge Farm, Tristan Tolino will be serving his wonderful, this is new this year, wood-fired pizzas, and we have salads, we have all kinds of various other food. Herman Thrush will have some of their delicious beer. And if you're not a beer drinker, we'll have milk, chocolate milk, plain milk, and various nutritional soft drinks. And so the public is also welcome, and it's kind of fun to watch the bikers. I mean, during that day, I can't go on my bike, but it's just so exciting to be there, and you feel like you're almost in a movie set sitting at Lilac Ridge with all these happy, happy people in this very colorful jerseys that they're wearing. And some of them, the 60-milers, they look like they're from another planet.
But you know, I've ridden the 60, and I don't think I look like I'm from another planet.
But some of them do.
But it's a great way to share
such
the
shape.
landscape of Vermont. You know,
And the
I've
farms.
had people say it's some of the prettiest bike rides they've ever gone on. Just sharing those dirt roads with the open fields and the forest and the shady lanes and all of that. It's really a great way to experience Vermont.
It's a really fun thing, and it's not just for bikers. If you're not a biker, just come anyway. And we'd love to have you, and it's just a lovely day.
I would like to say it's actually for all sorts of bikers. People have said they really like our event because we welcome all different types of bikers: road bikers, cross bikers, mountain bikers,
Unicyclists,
hikers, families, from everyone who wants a very hard workout, a hard ride on the 60-mile or the 30-mile, to someone who just wants to enjoy a country ride. So it's very inclusive and fun. And people get a chance to interact with bikers of lots of different types, which is not true for a lot of bike rides. So,
and why we like it and why we created this Tour de Heifer is to really get people on the farms. And that's what it's about. This whole weekend is about the farms. So it's a real chance to now, from Main Street, to go on a real farm. And it's just an incredible experience to be on the farm.
Chance to slow down and see the land around you as you bike.
exactly.
And connect with where your food comes from.
So is this year's route any different than others?
It's not, actually. We decided to keep them the same because we're happy with the loops. Most of them are not very trafficky, which is important for us in terms of keeping riders safe. So they're pretty much all the same.
And I also want to share our Tour de Heifer poster for this year. Some of you might have seen it in bike shops or in the various bike shops that are working with us.
Right. We have West Hill in Putney, who's providing some performance drink mix for us, which is going to be great for the long distance riders. Burroughs Specialized Sports is providing water bottles, and Bikes Unlimited in Greenfield really helps us out with volunteers. So,
sounds like you've got pretty much everything covered, except how do you register for this in advance?
Sure. Online, of course, is the best way to register. bikereg.com/Tour de Heifer.
Or you can go to strollingoftheheifers.com.
And you can click the links there.
Yes.
Yep.
If that's easier to remember.
You can register on site if you'd like to wait, but we'd love to have you sign up in advance so that we can help plan better.
And
Now, is there
also
a
the
charge to this?
registration. Yes.
Yes, and it does, I should note that it does actually benefit the Strolling of the Heifers year-round programs as well. So it is a fundraiser event too.
How many people do you expect will be here?
I think last year we had about 300 bikers, and I think we're hoping
We're gonna
for the
top
same
it.
or more.
Well, already we're ahead of
we are a little
schedule.
ahead. Yep. And I would say actually the 60-mile right now is running as the most popular ride.
Is this
And just to let folks know, we start people, it's not all at once because it's not a race, so people start the ride at different times. And we have SAG stops. How
We
many?
have lots of support. We have people who are driving behind the riders. This year on the 15-mile, we have a cargo bike who's acting as our sweep. They have electric assist, they'll have snacks, they'll have water, first aid, all of that. And we have 5 different water stops along all the routes.
Is there anything like this anywhere else?
There's actually dirt road rides, in particular in the country, are really becoming quite popular. So there's quite a few in Vermont. We think ours is one of the prettier ones, and it's also one of the more challenging ones, at least for the 30 and 60.
And we're told in the feedback on those that attend a lot of these types is that the services and food they get is far superior than any other ride they've been on.
And we hope to keep that reputation. We're working hard on that.
Sounds like you're you not only have grown a lot of food at Lilac Ridge Farm, but you've grown a really fun event.
I think we have.
And again, how do you register for that event?
bikereg.com/Tour de Heifer.
Or www.strollingoftheheifers.com.
Incredible. I mean, there is just so much to do during stroll weekend that it's like the standard farmer that always has 3 or 4 things going at once because you don't know what's going to turn out better or worse on a given day.
That's right.
Amazing. Now, who is sponsoring the stroll weekend again?
Well, it's Merchants Bank, Green Mountain Creamery, Utterly Smooth, Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, of course, Brattleboro Retreat, and many others. And those who would like to see all our sponsors, our very generous sponsors, should go to www.strollingoftheheifers.com and click on the sponsor page.
It really does sound good. And of course, there was an entire lot of activity throughout the entire weekend. People would really do well to make plans and stay for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's right. Absolutely.
Do more and more people do that?
Oh, you can't find a hotel room. In fact, right now it's becoming difficult.
Good to know. So make your plans early. And of course, the Strolling of the Heifers is really something to behold. You even have, as I'm told, tours on Sunday as well?
Absolutely. We have wonderful farm tours, and you can get the information on www.strollingoftheheifers.com and go to the farm tours, and you do need to register for it, and it's filling up. So I suggest you go right now and do that. It's free, or if you want to make an optional donation, you can. And there's some wonderful farms. You can start the farm tours by having a farm breakfast at the marina. And it is an incredibly wonderful breakfast that is showcasing local producers. You can even have a gluten-free, against-the-grain breakfast pizza. You can have all kinds of wonderful dishes that showcase Grafton Village cheese, Cabot, Vermont Smoke and Cure, Pete and Jerry's eggs. I can go on and on.
So you could actually eat like a farmer without having to put the workday in afterwards.
Well, you can go on the farm tour and watch them work.
I do know one couple who's going to the farmer's breakfast, then they're coming to do the 15-mile bike ride, and then they've signed up for a farm tour in the afternoon.
Well, it really
it's
does.
It's a fun day, actually.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, a lot of us around Vermont have been trying to rediscover our roots and figure out where we go from here, and it seems like the Strolling of the Heifers already has done that.
Yeah, well, we keep working on it, you know, and we couldn't do it without all the incredible sponsors and the wonderful community that comes out and helps.
Well, there's plenty more to talk about, and we want to do that during our next half hour. There is a street festival, the Slow Living Expo, and plenty of entertainment as we all celebrate the Strolling of the Heifers here on BCTV.
Heifers are coming to town.
So we are pleased to continue with the Strolling of the Heifers preview, along with Orly, Aaron Fagley, and Krista Belson have joined us. Thank you both for spending time to discuss this really fun event. Now, I understand that all of this begins Friday night with a street festival. Who's involved with the street festival this year?
We have lots of great entertainment and vendors and craft vendors all down Main Street during a gallery walk. So while downtown is closed off to traffic, we'll have folks lining the street from 5:30 to 8:30. In addition, we'll also have vendors inside the River Garden where we'll be hosting our national bread baking competition.
Tell me about that competition.
Well, we're so fortunate to have the partnership which we've had for years with all the competition. King Arthur, and this year, Red Star Yeast, excuse me. It's a national contest, and people from, I don't know, I think practically every state is represented in this contest. People are applying from all over, You don't have to bake the bread on site at all. You just send us your recipe, and we have expert judges who are looking at it. The registration just closed, and I believe there's something like 160, 170 applications that were sent in. Our judges are busy right now, dwindling it down to about 15, and those 15 are going to be looked over by experienced bakers like Amy's Bakery and Brattleboro Memorial Hospital and Orchard Hill Bakery. The Hermitage chief chef is going to review that as well, and there's a few others. And then we're going to give the 5 finalists to King Arthur, and they're going to bake that bread. So we're very excited about it. They will bring the bread to the River Garden, where another set of judges will be tasting the bread. And we're also going to have the community judge the bread as well. So if you come early and get a ticket, you can help judge the winner for the community bread contest that we're running. And we're very excited about it because we got a lot of national attention from it.
What kind of prizes are up for grabs?
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking. The main prize will get $1,000 cash, a huge gift certificate for King Arthur store, a full year supply of Red Star yeast, and there's a second prize with a very generous gift certificate to King Arthur flour, and also Red Star yeast. And the third prize will get a King Arthur flour gift certificate and also Red Star. And we have other prizes that we're going to provide as well. But for that information, you can go on our website, www.strollingoftheheifers.com, and get the full details.
Nice. So in addition, while this bread competition is going on, you even have beer, the strolling of the beer vendors.
Absolutely, and Erin is the one who rounded up all those folks.
Yeah, this year we have 7 vendors who will be serving different types of alcohol. We have 2 beer vendors and 5 spirits. So there'll be a great selection of Vermont-made alcohol samples for folks. That'll all be set up in the back of the River Garden, and folks can try out something new.
That's part of the agricultural renaissance that Vermont has experienced that really is catching on more and more, and it's what's attracting novo beer drinkers to the state.
Yeah, it's a huge hit, and like you heard earlier, Hermit Thrush will be on at Tour de Heifer on Sunday, which is a nice local microbrewery here in town.
In fact, we've had some great success with a lot of the microbrewers here in the Brattleboro area. I trust that in putting an event like that together, you've got to make sure all the normal protections are there and everybody is licensed and you have all of the liquor control people happy.
Yep. Absolutely. We've been working very closely with the town of Brattleboro in regards to this.
My goodness. And now Main Street then therefore would be closed off from when to when?
We start hooding 2:30 in the afternoon so that folks that are parking downtown know in advance that they're going to need to move their vehicles by 4. And then vendors will start showing up around 4:30 to set up, and it'll be closed off to traffic by 5:30.
So this would be the area between Elliott Street and High Street?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And we have so much entertainment, as well as many food trucks, and a lot of local nonprofits are going to be out there celebrating, as well as some crafts and so forth. And inside the River Garden, we have all kinds of specialty food folks who will be sampling, and you can also buy their products as well. So it's quite an interesting array of different things to try.
So you're saying that while the cattle graze in their pasture, the people shall graze on Main Street.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really the folks who are coming out, it's definitely very interesting, high quality specialty foods, and I think folks will really enjoy seeing that.
In addition, Saturday, you've got a Slow Living Expo, which has become a real favorite among people. Tell me about how that got going and where things stand now.
Well, if folks remember, the first year we had a parade and a small celebration at the Commons. Well, it got so popular. I mean, people fly in to see the Strolling of the Heifers from other parts of the country. So the retreat welcomed us with their property. And it also gives the community members a chance to see the beautiful, beautiful retreat grounds. So it's on the Commons, it's on the retreat. There is a children's entertainment tent down at the retreat. We also have the gazebo. There'll be a lot of entertainment there. There are fiddlers. There is the Goat Olympics, which is the most adorable thing. We have a human foosball, lots of food specialty vendors, as well as food, drinks, crafts, you name it, it's there, and it's a lot of fun. Erin helped put this together.
Yeah, and there's a fair number of sustainable energy folks as well that'll be up at the Common, some solar energy groups, and just kind of all based around this whole sustainable mission that we have at Strolling of the Heifers.
That's right, and all this is to really celebrate local farming and connect people with where their food comes from.
So this is designed so after the Strolling of the Heifers, you see people just kind of gravitate up Main Street to the Brattleboro Common and to the Brattleboro Retreat Grounds.
Absolutely, and it's so wonderful to watch this. It's like everybody gets to be in the parade. So after the parade, everybody joins the parade, and it's like a sea of people walking up in celebrating local food, local farmers. Krista also prepared our wonderful cooking and lots of demonstrations going on for beef and meat, and if you would like to talk about that.
Yes, we have the cheese meat demo tent.
And that will be at the retreat.
Yes. There are 8 different slots for the chefs. It's like a cooking show where they don't actually make it there, they just go through the steps and show the process, and then there are samples afterwards. From 11 to 11:20 is Robin from Putney Food Co-op, and she will be making beef chop salad with cheese. 11:35 to 12 is Brandon from Fungi Alley. He will be making shiitake chips with herbed goat cheese. From 12:10 to 12:35, Sutat from Duo will make beef meatballs with chimichurri sauce. From 12:45 to 1:10, Natalie from Vermont Dinners will make gooey Grafton mac and cheese with garlic kale. 1:20 to 1:45, Kurt from the New England House will make cheesy flatbread with bacon praline and rhubarb confit. 1:55 to 2:20 is Kate from Solo Services and Libations making black currant and Thai chili meatballs with cheese. 2:30 to 2:55 is Chris from the Hermitage Club. He will be making Hermit Thrush Brewery Brooks Brown Ale braised and smoked short ribs, sweet pickled rhubarb and watermelon rind and brioche grilled cheese. And from 3:05 to 3:30, Tristan from Antero will be making braised beef pasta with goat cheese.
And there'll be samples of everything that the chefs cook.
And Grafton Village, Cabot, and Vermont Creamery are donating the cheese for the chefs to use.
So you're telling me that during the Slow Living Expo, I should just find you and kind of hang out all day?
Yeah, and also the Vermont beef industry and Vermont, the national checkoff of beef industry is a big sponsor of this as well.
Beef, it's what's for the expo. Okay, now you also, as part of the Slow Living Expo, I understand, have a human foosball tournament?
Absolutely. This is so much fun, and we encourage people to sign up with teams. Last year, various teams signed up, and they loved it. Brattleboro Memorial Hospital had a team, and UNFI had a team. We're waiting for folks to sign up. You can come to the River Garden, get information, or you can go online and get information there as well.
And my part of agriculture when I was growing up was in the woods. I see you've got a great woodland exhibit for the Slow Living Expo as well.
Yes, absolutely. You'll see birds, and you'll get to speak to folks about endangered species. There are various vendors who are going to present wonderful handcrafted wood and so forth.
And really this is a natural because it's on the grounds of the Brattleboro Retreat, who for the majority of its long and storied history had a working dairy farm on the premises.
That's right, absolutely. People would come to the retreat maybe for a year or longer, and part of the treatment was to get back to the land, and they worked the land, and it was very therapeutic.
So how many vendors do you think you'll have in all of this?
Vendors, actual vendors, probably over 200.
My goodness, hopefully they all bring samples.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can samples and you can buy their products as well.
Very nice. I mean, there's plenty of meats and cheeses.
And one thing we forgot is we have a health village. Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, the
Good.
retreat, Grace Cottage, various other health establishments are going to be there and providing lots of information. So folks really seem to enjoy it and learn a great deal from it as well.
As part of slow living, it's got to be healthy living, too.
Absolutely. That's part of the whole idea of the Slow Living Expo.
And here's another farm connection you hadn't maybe thought of. The New England Center for Circus Arts is going to be there, formed by a pair of twin sisters who grew up on a western Massachusetts farm.
That's right. And their father still has a farm right here in Brattleboro. So, and he actually leads the back of the parade, Steve, and invites everyone to join the parade.
I think this is great. I mean, and plus, it's all sponsored by some great people like Merchants Bank, Green Mountain Creamery Yogurt, Ben & Jerry's, Brattleboro Retreat, Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, C&S Wholesale Grocers, New Chapter. Oh, great, I'm going to be able to see Gina from C&S. Northeast Beef Promotion Initiative, Price Chopper, Utterly Smooth, the United Natural Foods, and of course the people who get the word out, people like the Brattleboro Reformer, WKVT, WTSA, BCTV, The Commons, The Peak, SoberNet, Vermont Public Radio, WCAX-TV, WRSI, and WYRY. Thank you for being part of Strolling of the Heifers. In fact, we have entertainment coming up in just a bit.
Heifers are coming to town.
We are back with the Strolling of the Heifers. In fact, I have to admit, only in recent years have I learned that the name Martin Langeveld is synonymous with entertainment. And we have brought in Martin, who is the marketing manager for the Strolling of the Heifers, to tell us about all of the entertainment going on both Friday night and Saturday at all the different events. Now, you have been able to bring back the man who wrote the signature Strolling of the Heifers song for Friday.
Yeah, and before we get to that, I just want to say I'm just sitting in here for Beth Kindle,
Okay.
who is usually on this show, and she's the entertainment director for all of Strolling the Heifers and does a great job, but she just couldn't be here today. But yeah, you know, a really big friend of Strolling the Heifers is Alan Greenleaf and the Doctor, his partner. They have a sort of a folk singing duo. They've been involved with Strolling the Heifers since the very first stroll. They'll be entertaining on the street Friday night. They'll be riding in the parade on that last float that Orly just mentioned, that wraps up the parade, and then they'll be at the Tour de Heifer giving the lunchtime entertainment there again. And they actually wrote our theme song, which is "The Heifers Are Coming to Town."
Oh, I remember that well.
Listen to a minute of it right now.
Blow him a kiss, give him a hug. Ooh, heifers are coming to town.
You know, that really has Always been one of my favorites, and it wouldn't be the Strolling of the Heifers without that song.
Absolutely.
So that is just the start of it. You've got plenty of entertainment going on Saturday at the Slow Living Festival, and even street performers prior to the parade.
Yeah, when the crowd is gathering, we like to warm up the crowd a little bit. So we have the Dairy Godmother, as always. She's always been there since year one also. That's Amelia Struthers. The Brattleboro Nursery School is going to be helping out. The New Orleans Brass Band is going to be there. So there'll be something to entertain you while you wait for the parade. But then, as you know, at the end of the parade, and this is really, I think, unique for parades, the entire crowd follows the parade, becomes part of the parade, and goes down to the expo, which is on the Common and on the retreat grounds. And there we have 3 separate entertainment tents, besides all the other vendors and foosball and everything else to do. But lots, if you want to sit down for a while, watch some great entertainers, we've got multiple options there.
Tell me about this Fiddle Fest.
Yeah, that's new this year, and this is something Beth organized.
We did have it the very beginning of Strolling.
Yeah, and fiddling is a country tradition. It's a farm tradition in not just in New England, but many parts of the United States, Appalachia, all the way up to Newfoundland, Ireland, the UK, and we've got a bunch of different fiddlers and fiddling groups that represent many of these different traditions. So you can actually kind of get an education in fiddling styles at this Fiddle Fest. It's not a contest. Sometimes the Fiddle Fests are, fiddling contests, but this is just a great set of entertainers.
And as well, there's music on the gazebo?
Yeah, there's we had so many, we have a fiddler's tent, which will be down at the retreat.
Right.
And we had so many fiddlers that we couldn't fit them all into the fiddler's tent schedule, so we have a couple more fiddlers who will be up at the gazebo. But let me tell you about just a few of the fiddlers in particular. We have the Easy Street Duo, which is
local.
Lisa and Mark Brandy. They play Cajun, Zydeco, and Louisiana roots fiddle music, and as Orly says, they're local. We have Lisa Schneckenberger with her band. She's from Maine.
She's
grew up
famous.
in Maine, and she's played in Russia, Holland, Belgium, Sweden, Denmark, Canada, and the U.S. She has a CD out, which I'm sure can be purchased there. We have Inisheer, which is local as well. They play music from Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, Scandinavia, Quebec. We have a group from Burlington, young people called Young Tradition Vermont, and they are just back from a tour of Ireland. So, these
are just a few of the many.
That's just a sampling of just the Fiddler's Tent entertainment. There's a lot more. You can find that all on our website too, StrollingTheHeifers.com. But and then there's the gazebo, and then there's also a CNS family entertainment.
And they sponsor that every year.
They sponsor that, and we have several shows there. There's actually some that will repeat a couple of times, but what looks really interesting is a couple of shows from the Sandglass Theater. One is called Fritzy's Flea Circus, and these are puppets,
Oh, good. I don't want to scratch.
And no actual fleas, but puppet fleas, and the other one's called Punchy. And this is Sandglass has puppetry. It's not just for kids. It's they have adult type puppet shows as well, but these are great for kids and families. And then a couple of other shows that will be there. A magician named Andrew Pennard will be doing some magic, and a show called Mad Science of Western New England. They'll do sort of scientific entertainment. And
they're really good.
A group called Swing Peepers will be there. So, you know, all of those are ongoing, as well as the New England Center for Circus Arts will be doing their trapeze act show the whole time. And the human foosball, the Goat Olympics. I don't know if we mentioned yet the Goat Olympics.
It's not over until the goat screams.
That's right. But Gay and Dan Foster of Hollyhock Farm in Putney, they'll be bringing down their goats, little goats, kids, and you can place your bets and you can win prizes on who wins the goat race.
Yeah, the major prize is a lawnmower.
Ah. So you can win a lawnmower
I thought
just for guessing.
the goat was the lawnmower.
Well, these are babies.
Actual, yeah.
They need help.
Okay. And of course, to round out the weekend at the Tour de Heifer, I see that Alan Greenleaf and the doctor are back for a return engagement.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the best places to catch them. So even if you're not riding in the Tour de Heifer, you can come and do the hike, which is a nice 3-mile hike up to the top of Round Mountain, and it's guided by George Weir, who's a naturalist, who will tell you what you're looking at as you walk through the habitat.
He's an
there.
amazing
And
person
then
to
you can
guide.
come back for lunch. You know, bring a folding chair, and you can have your lunch as that's part of the deal if you sign up for the hike. Or you know, on the
We're gonna have tables and chairs.
Tour website, you can even just sign up for lunch.
Yeah.
But you have to do it in advance. So that's you can find that through our website as well.
And Alan Greenleaf, just so folks know, he's a farmer in northern Vermont, has come down for 15 years. He loves this event. He's now selling incredible CDs, which really are amazing. So remember to pick up one of his CDs.
Well, the two things that farming and music have in common, you do it for the love of it. You don't do either to make money.
That's right. Absolutely. There's no money in farming.
Well, you're doing better to make sure that farmers break even, though.
That's right.
So, again, congratulations to everything that
Thank
the
you.
Stroll Committee has done. I know Martin's an excellent volunteer in my hometown in Vernon. We thank you for that. We thank you for using your organizational skills in this effort as well.
Absolutely. He's the head man.
So, the weekend of the 3rd through 5th of June, which of course June is Dairy Month, but it's also in Brattleboro, Strolling of the Heifer Weekend, brought to you by some great people, which include Merchants Bank, Green Mountain Creamery, Ben & Jerry's, Brattleboro Retreat, Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, C&S Wholesale Grocers, New Chapter, Northeast Beef Promotion Initiative, Price Chopper, Utterly Smooth, United Natural Foods, and of course all of the area media outlets taking part as well. But the most important thing you should know is this web address, strollingoftheheifers.com. Orly, Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to the Strolling of the Heifers weekend. This is Tim Johnson. I'm still strolling, folks. Have a great time, and thanks for watching.
Thank you, Tim.
Don't want to rush or mistreat them. They never bite their hands that feed them. They're having fun, want to go home. Give them the streets and they will roam. Ooh, heifers are coming to town. Ooh, heifers are coming to town. Ooh, the heifers are coming to town. Oh yeah, the heifers are coming to town.